What's going on, YouTube? How are you doing? I'm gonna change the pace of how I usually make videos today. Let's talk about something a little bit more serious. Let me tell you about what it's like being an African American, especially in classical music. I really wanted to bring this message also in light of the recent police brutality that's being documented. It's been going on the whole time, but it's actually being documented now. And the issue of race is coming back up in a very real way. And I wanted to posit, my spin on how I feel about that. I grew up in Peachtree City, Georgia. So it's southern, but it's a suburban area south of Atlanta. Upper middle class. I was very well educated, not just by the school system, but by my mother. She taught me how to speak very clearly, and my grandfather too, they never really allowed me to be ignorant about anything. So that translated when I went to school and I started seeing more of my brothers and sisters who didn't have the same upbringing that I had. And the first thing I was really asked was, "Are you mixed?" And that was that took me aback because I'm not. My mom and my dad are both black. I'm just light-skinned. And they didn't seem to understand that. And that really was the beginning of a rift that I felt for most of my life between myself and some African Americans. They see me kind of differently. Like I'm not really black. And see, that's really frustrating because my white friends would say I'm white. And that didn't make sense to me either. The fact that I spoke very well, the fact that I was in enrichment, the fact that I was in calculus, that just made me white. So it was weird to me because back at home, not only my parents but my grandparents were threatening to kick my butt if I didn't achieve high marks in school. So that wasn't making sense to me. Even to this day, I'll have some friends jokingly say, "You're not really black, Drew." And you know what? That fundamentally and deeply hurts me. I am Drew, and I am a classical musician, and I am a YouTuber, and I am a good friend. And those are things that define me. But any one of those constituents isn't the only aspect of me. So being black isn't the only thing I identify as. And the fact that I always make it just about race really hurts. And it's time that we stop doing that. The next thing that really bothered me growing up was how my white friends diminished my successes due to affirmative action. The fact that I got into most of the colleges I applied to, most of them very well-respected institutions, a lot of my friends looked at me and were like, "Well, you're black, so that helped." But they didn't look at the fact that I had really great test scores. They didn't look at the fact that I was in the top 30 of my class with a 3.999 GPA, and they didn't look at the fact that I was one of the best violists in the state of Georgia graduating high school. None of that really mattered to them. The only thing really mattered was I was black and doing well, and that's why I got it. Now, I'm not gonna knock the fact that it didn't help, because institutions are looking to diversify. So I play an integral role, especially with a lot of African American males not going to college. However, I hate that they went back to that being the singular reason why I was successful. All of these different perceptions that were pushed upon me about who I was supposed to be, I found solace in classical music. First of all, it allows people to then begin to see me without prejudice. "Oh, you're just a black violist." Or, "Oh, you just got in because you're black." All of that can be eliminated by the fact that either you're good or you're not. In classical music, when you're going for jobs, there's no, "Oh, he's good for a black guy," or "His intonation's pretty good for a brother." No, because honestly, if you're just pretty good or if you're okay, you're not gonna get the job. You're only gonna get it if you are the best. So no, either you're good or you're not. And that's what I love about classical music. It has nothing to do with my skin color. It matters how good the sound I produce is. Either people will cry of joy or they'll cry of pain. Now, of course, there's still politics in classical music, but when it comes down to a career, which is a stream of job to job, and the legacy you leave behind, it all depends on the sound you create and the audiences you touch. And very few people have another say in that other than you. So honestly, it has nothing to do with skin color once you get behind producing a good sound. You will always be as good as you want to be, not as good as the color of your skin. Now, I love being black. I'm proud to be black. It is a part of who I am. But in the same way, it is not all that I am. So I want all young minorities to get this message. You don't have to pick up a gun. You don't have to pick up a microphone. And you don't have to pick up a ball to succeed in life. You can succeed in anything you set your mind to. And although you don't see a lot of people who look like you on a classical music stage, that doesn't mean that you can't be great. Be your own trailblazer, and I'll try to help you there along the way. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great one. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. It'll help me out so much. And since you made it this far, you might as well subscribe, because I love you, baby. Come here. All joking aside, seriously, feel free to comment, follow me on all my platforms, because I want to interact with you, and I want to bring you content that you want to see. And if you got some more time, my last video is like right here. If you just click on it, it's like right here. It's right here.